Feet together, Tsunachi. Seiza. Mokuso Hajime. Mokuso Yame. Sensei, onegai shimasu. Right. Os. Quits. Right. Os. Welcome everybody. This is our beginner karate workout series. This is video number 2. We had our first class yesterday. And if you're not watching this live, you're watching the recorded version, I recommend going to watch the first class first and then moving on to this, because we're going to build on what we learned yesterday. Okay, so yesterday we went through a punch on the spot, we went through some blocks, and we went through a stance as well. So what I want to do today is build on that and introduce some more blocks, all the basic blocks, and using our stance with that as well. But first we need to get warmed up. So join me, get ready, and let's have a little warm up. So today we're just going to start with jogging on the spot. We're just mainly going from, just taking our heels off the floor, not going major at the moment. You're just warming up that body, then ease into it. Let's count together in Japanese again. Okay, copy me. Ich, nin, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, kyo, kyo. Okay, good job. Let's make it a little bit bigger now. Raising those knees up a little bit higher. If you notice at the start of the class, I didn't really explain how we started it. I went straight into it. I was hoping that you guys would be able to follow along, even if you didn't know what was going on, and you'd be able to copy me and start the class properly. Okay, let's count to 10. Ich, nin, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, kyo. Okay, these goes like one of my favorites. We've got star jumps. Okay, let's try. Let's go. Ich, nin, san, shi, go, roku, shi, hachi, kyo. Okay, yame. So yeah. Good, let's go around with our arms. And morte, which is change direction. Morte. Good, so we're gonna turn from side to side. Ich, nin, san. Remember to turn that foot as well with it, so that my whole body can turn and face each side. Okay, I'd like to make our star jumps set a little bit harder. So rather than just doing it on the spot, we're going to turn 90 degrees every time. So I want you to go, join in. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Morte. Change direction. Let's count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down there. Good job. Well done. I think you can reach up to the sky. Good, and now let's touch our toes. Ich, ni, san, chi, go, roku, shiji, hachi, kira, jura. Yesterday we practiced our Zenkotsadachi, our front stance, which looks something like this. Today we're going to have a go at a lunge, which you might more commonly see in other workout areas. So we're going to turn our hip forward and bend that knee down here. You should still feel quite stable in this position if your stance is wide enough and long enough. See how this leg is trying to go straight down. It's not angled forward or angled back like this. Bend. Okay, we come up. Let's change. Then you just hold this. That's about 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6. So I'm on the ball of my foot here as well. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're going to do 10 steps in total. We're going to go there and back is 1. Let's try. We'll do it in Japanese. So let's hold our hands out in front of us for this. Let's try. Ich, ni. Remember to keep that body up straight. San, shi, go, ruk, shich, hach, here, jia. Good, okay, shake it off. Good job. Let's try another exercise here. So we're going to go 1 forward, 1 to the side. And then we're going to go other side, forward, and to this side. See how my weight is on this side here, and come back. So I'm going to face the same way as you. Let's have a go doing a couple of these together. So I'll use my left side first. Let's try. Each go forward, back, to the side, and back. Other side, forward, back, to the side, back. Knee, forward, back, side, back, forward, back, side, back. Last one, forward, back, side, back, forward, back, side, back, and yummy. Also, okay, well done. You can shake off. I think we've worked our body overall. I'm feeling quite warm. I think we can do our Zen-Shin challenge today, which is our 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, and 10 squats. And then I think we'll be ready to stretch and do some karate. So, the first exercise we'll do today is push-ups. And as I said last class, it's always important to do 10 good ones rather than 10 bad ones. So some of us might just be on our knees here, working our push-ups and making the form as good as you can. Some of us might be moved on to normal push-ups. Some of us might be working wide push-ups, diamond push-ups, high push-ups. But whatever you do, make them 10 good ones. Okay, I'm going to do diamonds today. I'm going to face you. Okay, get ready. Hajime. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Ruk. Shich. Hach. Kira. Jia. Okay, sit back and just relax for a sec. That felt nice. Good, we got our sit-ups now, I'm going to face to the side. Yesterday I did a sit-up and punch at the top. This time, let's go and touch the feet. So my feet are going to be up. I'm going to sit up and I'm going to reach for my ankles and then come back. Okay, let's try 10 of those. Again, work at whatever level that's suitable for you. Okay, hajime, ich, ni, san, shi, go, Jump. Okay, yame. Good try. Okay. We got the last set. It's going to be our squats. So have a nice base here, toes going forward. So some of us might just be going down, really trying to keep our body up as we go down and not lean forward. What I'm going to do today is squat, maigeri. So I've got that kick and come back. Let me shoot from the side. And squat down, kick, and back. So you have 10 of those together. So join in with me, get some space for this one. Okay, stance, guard, hajime, ich, ni, sa, shi, go, ruk, shich, hach, kia, kia. So I'm definitely warm now. I think we could do with a little stretch and we can get into some techniques. So we'll start off with our legs spread, about a meter or so. Let's reach up to the sky. You really don't want to release your shoulders, look up to the sky as well. Now control your breath. Good, let's go arms to the side. And now let's twist or bend over to one side. When I look up to the sky, ich, ni, san, shi, go. Let's come back up to the middle. And let's change side. Trying to keep my chest open, my body straight, but in line. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. And come up. Now, I want you to touch your toes in the middle. Sorry, touch the floor right here in the middle. And just relax as much as you can with it. It's meant to feel uncomfortable. So the best thing you can do is just try and control your breath. Good, so from here, let's grab our toes if you can. Maybe some of you have your hands might be on supporting your shin. If you can, grab your toes. This time we're just going to drop our head down. Continue to breathe and get deeper into that stretch. Good job, okay. So from here we're going to come down onto our knees. We're going to sit back onto our heels and reach those arms forward. I'm going to look forward at my hands as well. And hold this. So I'm trying to get my bum to touch my heels. I'm pushing that down, as well as I'm pushing my hands into the floor here. Good. Okay, now from this position, I'm going to come into a cobra. So this is where my legs are flat on the floor. I'm pushing my body off the floor. I want you to look up to the sky and use your hands to push away from the floor. I want you to think long. Up here, long neck. Ich, ni, san, shi. Go on, now we're going to sit back on our heels again. Ich, ni, san, shi. Go on, let's try that transition. Coming forward and pushing up. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Now come onto the ball of your feet here. I want you to push back. So we call this a downward dog, usually. And we're going to push away from the floor with our hands. I want you to look towards your belly button. Then hold this for a nice 10 seconds. Inch. Knee. Sun. Shi. Go. Look. Hitch. Hatch. Kill. Good. And yame. Also, okay, can you walk your hands up? So I want my feet up to my hands and just hold this. Knee. So, she, go on, come up. Good job, you can go round. And you can go back. But let's do our next one. We're going side to side here. Never want to go too fast on the neck, just because it's so delicate. Good. Now, when you reach one side, I want you to twist and look up. And twist back, go to the other side, twist and look up. And change. Twist. Another side. Twist. Good job, okay. I think we're ready to start. So before we go into any techniques, I'd like to practice our Zenkotsadachi, our front stance, and that's what we practiced yesterday. This stance is the fundamental stance to karate, but actually a lot of actions, maybe going forward, are using the same kind of mechanics and structure as a front stance. So we're going to practice this. You can pick any leg forward. I'm going to pick the left leg forward first. So I'm going to show you from the side just so you can see better. The front leg's going down, and the shin is parallel to the wall. These toes are trying to face forward, and the back toes here are turned round, and they're also trying to face forward. My back leg is straight here, my front leg is bent. So this is designed to go forward here. That's what this stance is good for. Good, so let's change leg. I'm going to step back and step again. So make sure you're not overloading the knee here and it's bent too much. Can you see the angle? You're going to keep the knee above the ankle here. The back leg is straight, and make sure those toes are trying to face forward. Beginners will often leave their toes facing out, so it's working against you. Once I can have it all facing the same forward, it's going to work with me to help you move. My hips and my belt would be going to face forward here the way I'm going. Good, and back, hold it. Good, so this is like a strengthening exercise as well as a stretching exercise as well. So you should feel a bit of both whilst doing them. Now let's try this little flow here, because we usually go left leg, step forward, feel that good stance. We can put our hands behind our back. We're going to lower that back knee. We're going to straighten both legs. We're going to reach forward to our toes. We're going to drop back in our weight and come back here and try and balance. Now from here, I'm going to come back into my front stance. Now let's change leg. It gets easier. So we're in a nice front stance. Hands behind the back. Bend that knee, back up straight. Raise it, straighten both legs. Go forward, touch your toes. Now you're going to drop the weight back and try and balance with both hands. See, my toes are trying to go up to the sky. Now making that 90 degrees between my feet here. Good. Now come back up. And yame. Good, shake your legs off. Good, well done. So a little exercise we can just use to strengthen and lengthen our legs. Now we're going to have a go stepping forward in our front stance. So again, we're going to keep our hands behind our back. I'm going to bring my back leg in and then step forward. The back leg comes in and steps. Let me show you from the side. Good. So that we call it the C step, how we're going, moving in and moving back out here. Moving in and back out. So making the letter C. This is to cover our groin area as we move, but also moving through the middle point is more effective than just moving round here. My weight isn't well distributed, so this is why I want to move through the middle and move forward. What's so fun? Thank you for joining. So, okay, let's try this together then. So we're going to do a couple steps forward and a couple steps back. I'll go side on, just so you can see the shape of my legs. So I'm going to use my left leg forward first to step each. And again, knee, step. Now we're moving back. Each. Knee. Going forward. Each. Knee. We're moving back. Each. Knee. Good. So you go. Okay, so some things that I mentioned in our first class is when we step. When I come up, I don't want to come up in my height. The leg comes up, but I want to try and maintain this height here. So now I can push off this leg, and my momentum is moving me forward. It's not moving me up and down. And it's the same thing when I go back. I come back in the middle and step back. So, although we would never step this slow, we're practicing to break it down. Because this allows me to control my step, allows me to move in any direction I might need, whether it be forward or back. If we only ever practice just throwing our leg forward, as you can see, I'm overcommitted here. My weight's on my front leg, I'm leaning forward, and that's not good. So we really want to move with purpose. This is our beginner level. However, I want to make you good beginners and to understand what we're doing and why we do it. So let's try this one more time. I'm going to face you this time. I'm going to use my left leg. We've got 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Let's try. Each. Knee. Each. Knee. Let's go forward. Each. Knee. Let's go back. Each. Knee. Yame. Okay, so that's a bit of stance work we just did there. We're now going to move on to some of the techniques that we were practicing yesterday. The first technique that we went through was our chokozuki, our straight punch on the spot. Let me show you that technique. If you remember it, start doing it now. Let's see if we're correct. Chokozuki. So if you remember it, well done. That is our simple, most basic punch. So we're going to now have a go at doing them together. I'm going to shift my camera a little bit up, just so we can be close to each other. I'll stand right here. Yo. Let's say the technique first. Chokozuki. I'm bringing my left hand out first in front. Remember, we're aiming for the solar plexus of our body. Ich, Ni, Sun, Shi, Go, Ru, Chich, Hach, Kya, Ja, Yame. Good, well done. That was our first set for the day. There's a couple of things that I didn't mention just now, but I did talk about yesterday. Let's quickly run through them. We talked about our fists, curling in your fingers first and wrapping your thumbs around. That's the first most important thing. When we punch, we're aiming for the center of the body here, the solar plexus. Some people end up punching the armpit, they're just going straight, or even punching up here, or just to the side. I've got to aim right in front of me. Imagine the bad guy is right here, my evil twin. The next thing we think about is the twist on the end. My hands work opposite to each other. And see where I pull back to. If there's no pull back, the out can't be as strong. So allowing them to work together is going to be the most effective. We've got one more set. This time I'm going to put my right hand out first. And let's try our chokozukis. Ich, Ni, Sun, Shi, Go, Ru, Chich, Hach, Kya, Ja, Yame. Okay, well done. So the second thing we tried, and we'll tie this into what we've just practiced, was our Zenkotsadachi, which is our stance, and doing an oizuki, which is stepping forward and punching. Zenkotsadachi, oizuki, front stance, straight punch. So let me just demonstrate that for you. I'll stand back here. I'm going to use my left side first. Do one more set. Okay, that was the set. Notice how I try to keep the same height as I step forward and punch. And more importantly, as we start to do the techniques together, notice how I step and then punch at the end. I step, punch at the end. And then even when I come back, I step, punch. What can happen if I'm doing a strong punch and my hand or my feet isn't placed, it's going to throw me off balance. That stance is so important in order to create a good technique. So I want you to get some space now. We're going to do 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, doing our oizuki, that's stepping forward and punching or stepping back. Let's say our technique, oizuki. The left side is going to move first. Ich. Step forward again. Ni. I'm going to move back. Ich. Ni. Let's go forward. Ich. Ni. Back. Ich. Ni. Yame. Tsunachi. Ready? Okay. I hope you found that okay. Now, one thing as we move, is to move relaxed and add the strength at the end of the technique. We call this the kime, the focus, the attack point of each technique. So we remain relaxed and at the end apply the power to our technique. So that means we can be fast here and then at the end be strong. If I'm strong the whole time, not only does it tire out my muscles and weakens me in that way, there's no bang at the end of the technique, and it's not going to be very fast. So we have to combine the two elements of being relaxed and fast, and then strong and solid at the end here. Okay, so we're going to try one more set, and now I want you to think the relaxation between each step and the bang at the end. Okay. Okay. So our left side's going to move first again. Ich. Knee. Move back. Ich. Knee. Forward. Ich. Knee. Back. Ich. Knee. Lasse. Ich. Knee. Let's go back. Ich. Knee. Yame. Tsunachi. Ready. Os. Well done. So I think we've worked our oizuki well today. It's definitely made some improvements. So there are a couple of exercises we've just done today that you can practice in your own time to improve them. We're now going to have a go at an exercise that's going to include all the blocks. So bear with me. We're going to try and do this with one hand. So pick your favorite hand. My hand's going to be my right hand here. So we're going to ignore this hand for the moment. We've just got one hand. It's going to start, it's a hikite hand. Just going to start by the hip here, just by where our belt is. So we should know the techniques. Maybe if I come closer. You should know the techniques already. So the first one is our argue. This is our rising block. So it comes up and blocks our head. See how it's away from my body. It's up. Show you again. Now from here, this hand is going to go to the shoulder and come down. This is our lower sweeping block. So I was up high, I went shoulder and block down. Let's try again. So we're just using that one hand, go up, come down, and again to the side, go up, down. Last time, up, down. Good, and shake this arm off. So those two techniques are rising block and our lower sweeping block. Arguki, Gidambarai. Okay, so let's try with that other hand. So the first one, we're going to put it's my left hand now. I'm going to put it to the side of my body. So the first hand raises up. Then I'm going to go to the shoulder block. I'm going to raise it up. Shoulder block. Raise it up. Block. Raise it. Sweep it. Good. And let's do one more set. Ich go. Up. Knee. down, and yame. So we just went through the one-handed movement of 2 blocks then. Our rising block and our Gidambarai. I would like to just put in, just to do that a little bit extra, let's go through the last 2 basic blocks that we learn. So let's keep this hand again. This is my right hand. The first move is going to be an outside block. I'm blocking the outside of my body. With my other hand, it'd be going this way, outside of my body. Uchuki, outside block. See how it comes across and block. This hand comes across and block. So it's going to be in line with my shoulder. Do not keep it close, because if you block something this close to your body, it's too late. You want to keep the arm away from your body here, in line. And if I was going to change or do the same hand, this way. So you've got our outside block, and now we've got inside block. Outside, inside. Outside, inside. Watch how I come back and go around. So if there was an attack coming for me to the middle of my body, I could use my outside block to knock it outside. I could use my inside block to bring the attack on this side of my body here. If I just bring my block here, the attack has got me. So you really need to bring it across the body. Let's try that with our right hand. We're going to go outside block, inside block, outside block, inside block. And notice how I'm not just moving from here and here. I'm not just doing that. I can't generate any power or intention in that technique. For my outside, now my inside. Here, okay. Let's try it together. So pick the hand. Let's try outside block first. Outside block. Then inside block. And let's do the same thing. Outside block. Inside block. Outside block. Inside block. Good, then shake it off. Well done. Let's try the other hand. So these 2 blocks are probably the 2 hardest beginner blocks that we learn. And I think what makes it hard is people get mixed up between which one's which. So bring them together today just so we can compare and contrast the movements together. I'm trying to simplify it as much as possible. Uchugi, outside block. Sotogi, inside block. So I'm going to try my other hand now. Let's try outside block, inside block, outside block, inside block, outside block, inside block, outside block, inside block. Yame. Awesome. Okay, so this is a little challenge I'd like to go through. So we've been through 4 basic blocks, and they're blocking our 4 directions here. Our rising block, our lower block, our outside block, and our inside block. So I want us to use that same hand to block in all 4 directions. We're going to go rising block, lower block, and then do that outside block and the inside block. All 4, that's one set. Okay, so let's try this together. I'm going to tilt this down a little. So with this exercise here, I'm just focusing on the one hand at the moment, just creating the muscle memory and the right proportions here. I'm just trying to get us coordinated. Once we start to develop, we're going to be using two hands to block, but that's too much for now. Okay, so I'm going to use my right hand first. I'll put my other hand away. So our rising block first, each. Now our lower block, knee from the shoulder down. Now we're going to do our outside block, sa. Now we're going to go inside block across the body, shi. Good, now let's try our rising block again, each. Lower block, knee. Outside, sa. Inside, shi. Good, now I'm just going to count, you're going to follow through. Get ready. Ich, ni, san, shi. One more time. Ich, ni, san, shi. Yame. Also, well done. If you could keep up. If you can't keep practicing and you know those 4 directions we're going, notice how I don't try to shorten the movement. I'm doing the full movement the whole time. I'm not just putting the hand there. Okay, let's try the other hand. So this is my left hand. I'm going to put my other hand behind my back. We're going to try it. So we'll start from hand on the side. We go rising block first. Ich. Lower block, knee. Outside block, san. Inside block, shi. And again, rising block, ich. Lower block, knee. Outside block, san. Inside block, shi. Okay, I'm going to count now. You're going to follow as best as you can. Ich. Knee. San, shi, ich, ni, san, shi, yame. Okay, so that is some exercises we've got for those basic moves that we've done today. So there were the 4 basic blocks. We just had to go and practice in. We've practiced punching on the spot. We've done stepping forward and back punching as well as just the stance on its own. So I think we've had learned a lot today. I don't want to explode the brains too much, but I think we could do one more exercise of us stepping and blocking, because karate is about self-defense, so a lot of martial arts. So let's add something in here. I'm going to write this down. So good, that is good. Okay. So what I'm going to do from here, I'm going to just do it sideways just so you can see. But I'm going to use my left arm and left leg to step forward, and I'm going to make my rising block. Now I'm going to step forward again and make that same block. Now let me show you as I face you. So I'm going to use my left leg first. Let's do it facing the same way as you. So my left leg's going to move first. Ich, ni. Good, I'll do it one more time facing the same way. Ich, ni. Yame. So you notice when I did that technique then, the first move I actually did, I didn't just block straight up. I used my other hand to mark and block. That's how I make the X. So now when I step, this hand comes out and make an X and step. Let me show you that again. So if this hand is going to step and block, I'm going to finish like this. What I first needs to do is mark, step. And now when I step again, mark, step. Okay, I think we should try this together one more time. Let's try and get both hands working now. And then crossing. What we can't afford to do is drop the hand and then replace it. Drop it and replace it. We need to, if it's up here, we can't afford to expose ourselves this way. Okay, let's do a final set. We're going to move 3 forward. We're going to move 2 forward and 2 back doing it. We're going to do it 3 times in total. So do your best. Let's say our technique. Arguki. That is our rising block. Ich. Ni. We're going to move back now. Ich. Ni. Going forward. Ich. Ni. Ich. Ni. Last time, going forward. Ich. Ni. We're going back. Ich. Ni. Yummy. Okay, well done. So we'll finish it there for our training. What we're going to do is go for a little stretch now, just to cool down our body, and then I can recap what we're doing. So let's just start off by reaching up to the sky, be real tall. Now think about your stance, your legs now. Get your toes facing forward. Reach up to the sky. Good. Now I want you to fold forward. Keep that flat back if you can. And then touch your toes. Now really focus on your breathing. Good, let's come up again, all the way up. Let's put our feet together. I need to change this camera angle a little bit. Just hold it there with your feet together. Cool. So now we're going to bend to one side. Good, back to the middle. Let's change the other side. Good. Middle. Let's come down. Let's grab our hands behind our back and let's just push our chest forward. Or we can do spread our legs and go even more into the stretch here. Ni, San, Shi, 4. Let's come back up. Good, okay. Now let's come into a split position here. So I'm not going to go too mad to start off with. Just get where it's comfortable. Good. Let's reach forward, hands on the floor, and just relax. Good. Now we're going to go onto the balls of our feet, so we'll be taking the heels off the floor, and then we're going to change just having the heels on before, so your toes are coming up. So I want you to transition between balls of your feet, the heels of your feet. Try and keep your legs straight the whole time, and your arms. And feel your weight shift forward and then backwards. Good, okay, so we come back to the middle. Let's turn over to one side, every side. So this is our side splits. Some of us might not be going down too far, we're just on one knee. We've got one leg out, that's okay. Try and get your hips facing that way, so we're not like turned out to the side doing it. My belly button is going to be facing the way I'm going. And if you can get your hands down, you're doing great. So once you've got this level, just to get ready to start pushing and extending the legs. Still trying to keep your hips forward, hands there to support. Good. Now I want to pull this front leg in, and we've got hands on my knees, just going to lean forward into it. We're going to bounce a little bit actually. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shiji, hachi, kyo, jyo, yame. Okay, good job. We're going to go to the other side. So, back to the middle first. Turn to the other side. Twist. So this is my starting position. It was too adventurous. As my hand down to the side. And when I'm feeling good, I can push, wiggle that front foot and push back. Twist the hips. Good, now bring in that front leg. Hands on the knee. I'm going to push into it. We're going to bounce. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and away. Good, okay. Let's come back to the middle from this position. Let's walk our hands in. Come up slowly. Let's go round with our hips. Make nice big circles. Good, amoate. Last one, let's go around. Just shoulders and moite, change direction. Let's bring them forward, try and touch in front of you. Let's bring them back and bring them forward and bring them back. Good, last time round with the neck. And moite, change direction. And change direction. Good, okay. Let's end our cast properly. Feet together, Tsunachi. Caesar. Mokuso Hajime. Mokuso Yame. Open your eyes. Sensei, domo arigatou gozaimashita. Right. Os. Right. Os. Os. Thank you, everybody, and well done. That is the second beginner karate training video. So well done. We've learned a lot in these two classes we've done so far, and I've had a lot of fun doing them as well. Keep practicing. As a beginner, we can kind of get frustrated that things aren't as easy as we hoped, but it's just with practice, your body will start to get it. So either replay these classes, have a look through, ask your sensei, and this is how we can make progress. Just a little bit of effort every day is gonna mean a lot in the long run. So don't make it a weekly practice. Try and make it a shorter daily practice. And we've got some great exercises that we've done today and yesterday that will help you improve and get to the next level. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for today. Thank you everybody for joining and watching today. Os.